My journey at Columbus State started in the summer of 2008. It took me 5 years to get to this stage. I decided to fulfill a lifelong dream of becoming a nurse. I had been out of high school for 28 years, and I had never attended college, so to say that I was terrified is an understatement. In February, I was in my pediatric rotation, and Tammy Montgomery was my pediatric instructor. And you know, I'm sure Tammy gave that pediatric respiratory lecture more times than she can even remember. And neither she nor I, sitting there in that room that day, could even begin to dream of the impact that lecture was going to have on my life. So February 19th, I go to babysit the babies. Emma was 15 months at the time, Lauren was 3 months old, and I had just stepped through the front door of the house, my daughter's house, and I hear this strange rattling noise, and I'm like, what the heck? Is the furnace on the fritz or what, you know? And then I realize it's the baby. And as I lifted the baby up from her swing, which is where she was sitting, talking about Star Trek, you know, that transporter thing where they beam me up Scotty kind of thing? Tammy Montgomery, I swear to you, appeared. I'm not lying to you. You think I'm joking, I'm not. She appeared right in front of me, and she was giving that pediatric lecture again, and she was saying, babies will go along and they will fall off in respiratory distress. And she moved her hand, and I literally saw her do that. And I knew we were in trouble. And I said, Ryan, my son-in-law, I am so afraid. This baby is sick. So he calls the pediatrician's office, and they said, that's fine, bring the baby in, we'll see her at 11. It was 8. And I said, you know, she won't make it that long. Because while he had been on the phone on hold, you know how it is when you call the doctor's office, I was doing my nursing assessment, right, Tammy? You know, this head-to-toe quick thing. I had unzipped her sleeper, and her little ribs are retracting like this. And I'm trying to count her respirations, you know, and she's breathing so fast, I can't even keep up with her. And so I did what any good nurse would do. I started to cry. So I was just right on the edge of freaking out, but I was trying to keep it together. So Ryan agreed to take the baby to the local emergency department. So they called for an ambulance from there. She was taken to Children's, put a tube down her throat, hooked her up to a ventilator. But you know, really, I'm only telling you this story to say that, you know, every time I look at that baby, I'm going to remember that it was my education at Columbus State that played a part in saving her life. And every time I see her smile, I'm going to remember Tammy Montgomery, an instructor who cared enough to deliver that lecture time after time after time after time, like it was a lecture that was going to make a difference in somebody's life. And it was a lecture that could even save a life. And I'm happy to say, like Dr. Harrison said, Lauren just celebrated her first birthday. She's happy, she's healthy. And every year when we celebrate her birthday, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to pause and I'm going to give thanks for my education. You know, I believe education is transformational. It changed my life, and I believe it saved hers. In closing, I just want to say that it's never too late to go after your dreams. It's never too late to pursue a college education. I believe that there is a reason that my college education was delayed for 28 years. because this was the time for me to be in college. This was the time for me to hear Tammy's lecture. This was the time for me to be there for my granddaughter, and this is the time for me to become a nurse. Thank you again. May God bless you on your new careers.